Welcome to the K9s for Veterans podcast, Operation Honor. Join us on this amazing journey. Hosted by Michael Tellerino, your guide through these inspiring stories along with special co-host Kenny Avery. In this podcast, we will share personal stories and highlight impactful programs that empower our veterans. Discover the impact that service dogs have in the lives of veterans. Tune in to witness heartfelt moments and transformational journeys. Get ready to connect, learn, and be inspired by our veterans' stories. Operation Honor is here to uplift and empower. Let's begin this important mission together.
Uh-oh.
I've lost you.
Michael, we lost your audio. There you go.
I am so sorry. Tonight, my name is again Mike Tellerino. I'll be your host tonight. I have Kenny Avery, our director of K9 for Veterans. I've got two very important people with me tonight. They're really great. I got Ange Powell and I got Robert Parkinson. Robert's with the Word Dog Charity.
Yeah, NFP, Raw Dogs NFP. Yeah.
Okay, and Ange, welcome tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about an event that you're holding. Why don't you start? Give us a little background about yourself and what we're going to be discussing tonight.
Well, happily married for 34 years. We have 4 beautiful children. Our son Alex is youngest. His life goal was to be a Marine, and everything he was working up towards was leading to that. He was doing PT with the Marines and planning to serve. His mission wanted to be to serve and protect our country. So he raised his hand May 24th of 2019 on the delayed entry program, and he was learning and reading and doing everything he could to be prepared for the following year when he would turn 18 and go to boot camp. Sadly, a month after he raised his hand and committed to the Marines, he was in an accident, and he was flown by Flight for Life. And for 6 agonizing yet beautiful days, we saw people come together. And I say beautiful only because we saw so much love, and the community, the friends and family and everybody who was there in the ICU room just filled day and night with people who loved and supported Alex and our family. And although it was heartbreaking, it was beautiful to see how many people loved him and loved our family.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Yeah, you never think it'll happen to you. It's, you feel terrible for someone else, but, we were living the dream with our family, and then one day your life is turned upside down. And because Alex so wanted to be a Marine and loved, it was just in his soul. Since little kids, we would take him to the World War II reenactment in Rockford, and we'd always thank a veteran for his service. And it was just, I think he had so much he needed to do in his short life. Maybe he knew that at 17 that we have a start date and an end date, and he somehow knew. But anyway, he then was able to be an organ donor and save someone through his donating a liver and a kidney. And then we, our lives turned upside down, and this was just a little over 6 years ago. And we have 3 other beautiful children and 3 grandchildren, and our granddaughter was born the day after the accident.
Oh, dear Lord.
And so, but I believe she got to meet Alex in heaven before she came here. They met, he shared with her his life, and now we try to give back and do what Alex wanted to do. Alex was doing the Tough Mudder and the Spartan races. And there was one time we had these shirts that said, someone asked what I'll do when I reach the top. And he said, I'll reach my hand back down for the rest. Oh. And at one point when we saw him in one of these races, he, instead of getting to the finish line and being like, he was young and fit, he, would have had a great time. He was up at the top of this incline and reaching back and helping other people over, because that was Alex. He was a helper. He wanted to help others and do good things. And he wanted to serve and protect. So we now are carrying on what he would want by helping out other veterans, those who have done what Alex wanted to do. And they have given their sacrifice by serving our country and then coming back and maybe struggling and needing the help of a service dog. So we had done our first event with a different organization and it was all right. But last year had found Christina Seltzer through the War Dogs and then met Robert Parkinson, and what a great group of people the War Dogs are. And they then in turn led us to the Canines for Veterans. And last year at our event, we raised enough money to give Chris, the veteran, a service dog, who we then named Dresden, who was in the accident with Alex. Right. And he lived on for another, until just last year. And when Dresden then went to be with Alex, even though we were so sad to lose our beloved lab, I knew that Alex was there with open arms greeting him. And so that was a beautiful thing. So Dresden 2.0 is with Chris, who we met through the Canines. And when we got to meet Dresden last December and then met Chris and Dresden and his son at the War Dogs event in June, and when Chris gave me a hug and hugged me so tight, then Jeannie had said there at Doyle's Pub, she said, that was Alex giving you a hug through Chris. And it was so beautiful. So we want to give back to help other veterans, because our boy, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to serve and protect. And for all the men and women who do serve and protect our country and who maybe do struggle and need a service dog, we want to do all we can. And when we last year then saw Kenny came with his dog and a few other gentlemen who were there, and to be able to see the good that can come from coming together as a community, as family, and helping to support other veterans just really helps ease some of the sorrow that we have. I mean, we'll always miss our boy, but to be able to help other veterans is a way that we can give back and pay it forward. So we're honored to be able to be part of helping with the War Dogs and with Canines for Veterans. And
it's awesome to have you on doing this for our veterans that are here that need the help that these service dogs truly provide for them. Tell us about the event.
So it will be on Saturday, October 11th, from 3 to 8 at the Moose Lodge in McHenry. So it's Moose Lodge 691. If you Google it, it'll give you the address. It's McHenry, Johnsburg area, but we'll have raffles. We have a ton of raffle baskets donated by family, by the community, by strangers, people just coming together to also help veterans. And we'll have the raffles 50-50. There's cash bar and food available for purchase. There will be live music. Our daughter sings and plays. My husband and I are in a band, and we will play it as well at the event. And then our good friends Blind Spot are also playing.
That sounds like a great event. I know, Kenny, you're going to be there along with 3 or 4 other veterans and their service dogs. So, we're so glad that you chose Canine to help support a veteran today that could really use a service dog. You know, we have over 200 service dogs in our program. We haven't lost one veteran, as you know. We lose 22 veterans a day to suicide.
Yes.
We haven't lost one veteran in our program, and I contribute that to these service dogs. They are a total game changer for our veterans. I've got my little girl sitting right next to me, won't leave my side. She's 24/7 with me, and Kenny's his dog is the same way with him. So it is an honor that you chose us to be part of Alex's event. God bless you for that. Robert, you're awful quiet tonight. That's not
really, Parky.
I know.
Let him get a word in edgewise.
I was just really taking it in. I mean, I've heard the story before from Ange, but every time that she tells it, you hear something a little bit more than you did last time. We were really fortunate to be connected with Ange, and just the way this relationship has developed, and now we're going to continue into a second year, I think is a culmination of a lot of things. There's some very genuine, heartfelt heartache and desire to help coming from Ange and her group, which is why she's doing these benefits. But I also want to say to you, Michael and Ken, one of the reasons I think that it's so meaningful for people like myself and Ange to support canines is because of the way that you do handle things. Michael, if I don't remember the exact name, but Canines for Veterans was just designated again this year as one of the most transparent non-for-profits.
Yeah, we got the gold star.
We got the gold star.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that there, I think, makes it a little easier for people like us who are looking for that mission that we can really get behind. From the time that even, Ange had the first one that we were involved in last year, to meeting the veterans, as she talked about, to then after that have the dog presented to, I know in last December you came out and you actually met Dresden, and for the first time, and then to Chris receiving and developing the relationship with him. So it's not just about raising money and doing good things. It's we can really see what the outcome and the impact of that effort is, and it never wavers. And just a little bit too, just the way, I've always said every time I'm a dog guy, and I love the veterans too, but anything that will help dogs, I'm down with. When we first met Dresden, when Kate brought him out that first time, it was apparent that Dresden had been through some challenges of his own. And I got the honor of presenting Dresden to Chris in April. And when Dresden came around the corner at that hall that night, he was a completely different dog. He was beautiful. So the care and the love that go into the training for the dog is exceptional. And that's why we're so proud to be associated with you, Michael. And I'm so glad that Ange has chosen to do it again this year and include War Dogs in on that. It means a lot to us, and anything we can do for Ange, we will do it. And of course, Michael, we have our run each year out of Woodstock. That's actually how I first met Ange. Right. She came out to our run. So I'm just very touched with how things have progressed.
In our training program, we don't just give a veteran a service dog and say, here's your dog. They have to train with that dog from the ground up. It's like boot camp 101. I mean, it forms such a bond when they work and they train with that dog. It and it also allows the veteran, when he's training with his dog, to meet other veterans that he forms a bond with. That typically he was all by himself, alone, withdrawn. These dogs have a way of bringing them out of their shell and getting them back into society to lead a normal life that we take for granted. Somebody has said we take for granted just going into a grocery store to buy groceries. I tell you a short story. I had a veteran's wife call me and said, I want to thank Canine for getting my husband back. I says, well, what do you mean? She said, well, my husband would get up in the morning, have a cup of coffee, sit in front of that damn TV for 6, 12, 18 hours a day, didn't talk to me, wouldn't talk to our children, was a shell of a person. He gets up in the morning after having that service dog for a few months, takes the dog for a 1-2 mile walk. He's lost 10 pounds. He comes in the house and doesn't shut up. It's all about that dog. And it has a way of bringing the family together as well. So they do. So what you're doing by raising these funds to provide another service dog to a much deserving veteran, we can't thank you. You have no idea how you're changing this veteran's life. You really don't.
Well, and I think that was a big thing last year when a couple of the veterans spoke and said how much it had changed their life, and that he was able to go to the store and he was able to get out and to live again. And then that really makes you be like, okay, it's a lot of work to do this fundraiser and it's stressful and it's whatever, but it's rewarding. And to see all your effort and your hard work paid off by a beautiful dog going to a beautiful veteran who selflessly gave, so much of himself or herself so that they could, for our country, for our freedom, for all that stands for, and that they can do that. For us to see where that goes really makes all the difference. Then writing a check to somebody or going to fund. I mean, we go to quite a few fundraisers because that's what we do. But to see actually the effort, I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
But to see, to hear them speak and to say that, yes, of the dogs that you've given, not one has committed suicide, because how many come back and are struggling so much that they feel they have no other choice.
Exactly.
And to give a dog, save a dog and save a veteran, I mean, not much better than that.
I've always asked who saved who.
Right.
The veteran saved the dog saved the veteran. It's just a win-win for both of them. It really is. If people want to get involved to help you with your event, tell us how they would do that.
We have a Facebook page that is Alex Powell's 3rd annual fundraiser. So that gives some information about the event. We are doing great with raffle baskets. We'll, like I said, have 50/50s there as well. Someone wants to make a donation to Canines for Veterans. We're accepting donations. Show up at the event, show your support, because too, when you look out, like when we're performing and seeing all the people that came to support us, our boy, and the Canines for Veterans, it's such a beautiful thing.
Well, I got to tell you, this is one of the biggest events that I go to, throughout the year. And when I went last year, I showed up early, because one, I didn't know exactly where I was going, but
Sure.
I got there, I met you, and I was just in awe. I'm like, oh my Lord, look at all these baskets. And then I'm looking, and you had Sox tickets, Bears tickets, Blackhawks tickets. And it was just huge. I've never seen anything like that. It was so nice. It's in my top 5 of events every year is your event for Alex. I love going to that one. That one is fun. It's enjoyable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We can tell your heart's in this. 100. Are you looking for any volunteers to help with the event?
I think we're pretty good for that. We have friends that help out and family. The gals help. Maybe if somebody's looking to help sell some 50/50s, we might need a couple of people like that. But otherwise, we have some amazing friends and family who really have come and who support us and have our backs. So we really,
I'd say that anybody, if you can just volunteer, your time that evening to just come out, meet Ange, listen to the great music. There's dancing. It's a great room. The food's good. And volunteer to hear these stories, because I guarantee when you hear these stories, you're going to go and you're going to tell somebody else about what you heard. And that's the way we get the word out.
Right.
Yeah.
What an emotional thing it has to be for you to go through this.
We always miss our boy, but Alex, so when he was like 12, 13, we got a letter in the mail, and it was from the Marines saying, well, we appreciate your son signing up or inquiring about the Marines. He can't enlist until he is 17 with parental permission, or 18 to, when he's of majority. And we were like, what are you talking about? And Alex had just done that on his own. He researched it. He sent a letter. He was determined and driven, and that was his passion. So we want to keep that part alive. He loved his dog. He wanted to serve his country. So we do this event in honor of both. In honor of all three, I should say, of Alex, of the veterans, and the dogs. And I think then his light is still shining. He's still with us. I was getting ready for this, and all of a sudden the lights kind of flicker, and I'm like, hey, my boy, and he's with us, and it's something he would be so proud of. And
he'd be proud of you.
Yes, he would be.
He'd be really proud. Somebody just said there was some streaming issues with our podcast tonight. And I want to say, if for any reason it's not coming clear, or there's some video issues with it, I'd like to do this again tomorrow night and get whatever it is corrected if you're free.
We were supposed to have band practice, but it got moved, so I'm good.
Okay, you too, Robert?
Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't know what the issue is or how bad it is, but I just got a couple messages from a Christy, a Kim, a Casey, and a Brooke. Said they were having some streaming issues, so I really apologize for that. This is too important of an event that's near and dear to K9 and to yourself and everyone else that's so actively involved in it, not to get this out the way it should be out. So I want to apologize if there is a streaming issue with it.
It's still on recording, though, that with the stream can rebroadcast the recording.
It should be fine, but if not, I just want to be able to. It's too important of a podcast not to get out.
Right. Yeah.
I apologize if there's an issue. They've been having some glitches with the system that we use. So again, if it's not everything it should be, I want to stream again tomorrow.
Okay. So we all got our practice in then. So,
so embarrassed right
I'd have to be nervous all over again tomorrow.
You know what? At least now you know what you got to do tomorrow. So
right,
it'll be a little bit easier. Yeah, trust me. You did fine. You do.
And I want to thank you for being on tonight to get the word out about such an important event. Robert, as always, thank you for all you do for our veterans and for K9. You're truly a good person. And Ange, God bless you for what you're doing, keeping Alex's memory alive. It's such a huge thing. Like I said, I'm sure he's looking down and saying, go, Mom. No doubt. Guys, I want to thank you. If you want, we can go, when you get off, go right back to Facebook and look at it.
Right. Good. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, Angie. I'll see you next month.
Yes. Hope to see everyone October 11th. 3 to 8 at the Moose Lodge in McHenry.
All right. Parking, bro. I'll talk to you. Thanks, brother. Thanks, Ange.
Thank you.